keeps it from sliding, so it makes it easier. That's why they went from the Phillips, and they don't strip out as easy. These slots, they have a tendency to want to strip after a while if they get rusted in there, or just everything's dried up around it and it gets stuck, and you just have a difficult time taking these out, where the Phillips will come out without stripping out the head. So they went to the Phillips. Alright, now my first observation here is around where the wire is. It's a mess. It should not be like that. And it looks like it got hot. The greens is kind of pressed in there, and it shouldn't be. So we're going to redo this connection, and then we're going to test it. And after we test it, I may just end up recutting the wire and starting over. But first thing I'm going to do, and the other thing you want to inspect for, that these little frayed wires aren't coming over and touching the other side, because sometimes they'll fray and then they'll start connecting to the next connection here, over to the next set of screws, and you don't want that. Now you always want your black wire. If you notice the green, oh, that's what's wrong. Somebody hooked this up totally wrong. Green is your ground. Green is ground. And that's coming over here to this leg. This was designed to fail. Somebody really screwed this up. Alright, so green is ground, and the black, what I was going to say, the black wire, if you notice this, if you can see the coloration here, it is a brass color, and this other side is white, silver in color. Alright, so the white goes to the silver color, the black goes to the brass screw over here, and green goes to ground. Now, can you switch the black and the white? Yes, you can. But I'm just telling you, the standard is the black wire goes to the brass wire, and the white wire goes to the silver screw. And this was done completely, set up completely wrong. Somebody didn't understand what they were doing, and that's why I'm doing this video. Okay, and that should not look like this. All right, that's all wrong to start with. So I'm gonna recut these wires because of this. And these wires are kind of burnt and frayed over here, as you see. Okay, so we're just gonna start completely over. All right. So let's get this off of there. Somebody did not understand what they were doing. Okay, now we're just gonna take these dikes. Okay, we're just gonna cut this off right here and start fresh. Hopefully that's far enough back, and it looks like it is. Okay, you can use a pocket knife. I have a drywall knife, and this is the best way to do this. Is you pull away from you, you lay it down, you pinch the left and right side of your wire, you press down using my thumb as a support on the table here. You just slide it forward. Okay. Now, I can peel this back, or I can come over on the other side. Okay, I can do it again. Alright, then you push the blade up against it right at the bottom of your cut here, see? And then you just turn, putting pressure in towards the rubber casing on the around your wires. All right, almost got it. And you turn the wire around the blade. Okay, now that ought to come off. Okay, there we go. Okay, now same basic principle, except on this harder wire, I'm just going to take this and cut completely around it, sliding. All right, that should be good. Twist it. Okay, this blade's a little dull, so I've got to put a little more pressure. Okay, now the reason for this is, for those of you that don't know, you'll like this little trick. All right, then you take this and you turn. Then you use this rubber casing, you just turn it, okay, as you're pulling it off, and it will actually twist the wire so they don't come out all frayed that way. Then you continue if it's not enough. And this is what you end up with. Okay, I'm going to cut these reinforcement strands here. Okay, this is a well-made cord. You don't hardly see these made that way anymore with this rope inside. Little strands of rope, like strings. And that's a hemp string, by the way. So they're real strong. They help to reinforce your cord from getting, when it's being pulled on. These cheap electrical cords that you get nowadays, it's hard to find them with this in there. I don't know when they stopped doing this, in the 70s maybe. Okay. Now we're going to do that again. The white. I'm going to come back here. Okay. Kind of twist this, pull. Okay, looks like I need to cut it a little more. Kind of go around it. Okay, now this ought to work. Again, I'm going to twist this. There we go. I'm going to twist as I pull. Just about. Turn it just a little bit more, a little tighter, and bam, there we are. Now, one more time. I'm marking it. Okay, I'm looking down here, bending it back. I see where I got it cut. I'm marking it with my thumb nail right there, and I know where to start to cut on the back side. Okay, and we're just gonna work this. Okay, now you can take this and just strip it right off if you want, but you don't get, you gotta twist it by hand, which is okay. I just prefer to do it this way. Now, to give myself a little bit more play, and you can see, okay, that these are all nice and tightly wrapped, okay, twisted. All right, let me get this strand here out of my way, this reinforcement strand. That's a hemp type rope they have in here. It's really not a rope, it's strands of hemp. Okay, now I was looking for my cover. All right, now it looks like I am going to, now again, if you hold this up here, all right, this, the green goes to the top and get it turned. All right, the black goes over here to the brass. The white wire goes over here to the silver looking wire, and the green goes to the ground. There's no mistakes. There you have it, okay? Green to ground, black to the brass, and the white to the silver. All right, so we're gonna stick this in here, and we're gonna tighten her down. Hold it. Now, if you were to wrap the wire around the screw, you want to turn it in the direction that the screw is tightening. Okay, so righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? Or clockwise tightens it, counterclockwise loosens it. All right, whatever makes sense to you. So you would put the wire to the right, so it would twist around the nut, the screw, all right? Now, we're gonna put the ground in. And they didn't use these little clamps here for some reason. They really didn't seem to understand. That's why I'm doing this, because you've got this inside here, all right? You have this little piece. It's kind of a U shape. Okay, and your wire goes inside here, all right, and then it clamps it down and bites down on it. Where they had it wrapped around the screw. That's the way it used to be in the old days. It used to be this way in the old days. It just went right around that screw, like I was just saying, and you'd put it to the right and come around, okay, to the left, but it goes around to the right over the top. All right, so we've got that open. We're gonna put the ground in there. Okay. Now we're gonna tighten this up. I'm going to show you a thing about the plug. When I put this in there, there's something to be aware of. You connect this back together here. Okay, there's something you got to pay attention to and look for, no matter what it is you're doing. Okay, I'm getting this really snug here. You want it snug, good and tight, not over tight, but tight. All right, now come over here. Now what I'm just going to take this and cut this side just a little bit right here to open it up so that this white it'll spread, and the white will be able to go over here where it needs to go. All right. Now I'm putting this blade right between, and I'm lifting that back. See? Now you should be able to just kind of shake it back in most cases. All right. And we're going to put that right down into that little metal. Okay, now we've got it in there. It's a little bit snug, but it's fine. Okay, this will be just fine. Now, let's get this tightened up. And get that's good and just tight, good, just towards, where it stops, and then just a little bit more. All right.
Edison will be out to do the assessment the 5th.
Oh, great. Great. All right, now we're gonna hook this up. We've got a power tool here to test it with once I get it back together. Now, the other thing I told you I was going to show you here with this, if you try to put this cap back over this, okay? You've got to look around the inside edge of this plug, okay? Because you will see that there's this little bitty nub, all right, right here. You see this little, where it sticks out just like a little shoulder right here. Okay? That little shoulder goes into a little notch shaped the same way as this. It's like a rectangle, right? It's like the end of a rectangle. So that means that this goes into something. Because if you don't get that right, it won't screw down, or you'll get it screwed down, it'll give you a hard time, and it won't be right and it'll be loose. Now let's look on the cap. Okay, right here the lighting, I don't think it's very good. Alright, right here there's a notch. Okay, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but there's a little notch right here. Okay, well that's where you put this in. You turn it there at that notch. Okay, and the holes all line up inside at that point, and then it goes down into a notch on the inside of the plug. You just press it straight down in there. Okay, now I get this pressed down. All right, hold it. Now let's screw this thing. Pick up the right screwdriver. This back in here. Get it all down in place. Okay, it's one down. Now we can press right here on the plate. Could have pressed it there to begin with. Hold this down. Okay. I'm pressing down with here. I'm pressing here, and as I turn. All right. And this is just snug. You don't have to get that super tight. All right. Again, I'm pressing here, right there, as I do this. Now, this is actually, it'll take a Phillips or a slot, this particular one. It has both. So to speed up the process here, I'm going to use this. Okay, there we go. Get that down to where it stops, and then just right down to where it stops. And then a little more. Because again, you want it snug, not over tight, because that's how you strip things out. Next time you have a problem because you overdid it. Now, let's test this. Here we go. Is it gonna work? Will it stay or will it go? We're gonna see. Here we go. Moment of truth. Now, this Milwaukee, do a quick tool review. This Milwaukee jigsaw has a light which works really well at night, or if you're in dim lit area or no light. That light is great